comes to minimalism and simplifying your life, I would argue that just as important as getting rid of the excess and getting rid of those items that no longer serve you or add value to your life is watching those things that you bring into your home. So today I'm going to share with you 25 items that I no longer buy. But before we begin, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and help support my channel. If not, by all means, thumbs it down, but please give me some feedback in the comments so that I know what to work on. All right, first one is candles. I used to be an addict when it came to candles. I had all sorts of different colors and different scents and different sizes. Problem is that a lot of those things are toxic. And so I have stopped using them. I got rid of some of them. Now I only have a couple because sometimes the power does go out here in our home. It's actually not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It happens on a yearly basis. We have lots of trees and storms in winter time. So I kept a couple of them just for that purpose, but otherwise it's not something that I purchase anymore. Organization containers. This is one that I think is so easy to fall into a trap because when you're trying to declutter and organize your home, it can be so easy to get into the habit of buying all sorts of containers and baskets that you don't ever really even have a use for. Now I did purchase a large set of organization containers for our pantry, but then I found myself buying all sorts of decorative baskets that I had no use for. And then because I didn't have a use for, I felt like I need something to put inside it. And so that can be a really tricky thing to fall into. So make sure that if you buy some storage containers, you know specifically what you're going to put inside them. Otherwise, if you go to a store and see a pretty organization bin but have nothing to put inside it, you don't need it. Next up is home decor and seasonal decor. I used to be a big addict when it came to this. I'd watch all the home renos and I'd want to decorate my home a different way and get different colored pillows and throw blankets and all sorts of things that I'd have to change out with the seasons. I no longer do any of that. The only season or holiday that we do decorate for is Christmas, but everything that we have for it, including our nativity scene, basically fits in this little box and then our tree, and that's it. Number 4, I'm classifying as one item, but it's actually a huge category of items. I mean, we could name this 100 things I no longer buy. And this is disposables. I actually have 2 videos on reusable alternatives to disposable items, so I won't really get into a lot of detail on that. But basically, I have eliminated a lot of disposable items in our home. Things like a dish sponge, oil spray bottle, menstrual pads and menstrual cups, reusable mop pads for our mops, things like that. If there's a reusable option for it, I am opting for that. Because even though I might spend a little bit of money up front, I don't have to repurchase those items anymore. So it saves me money, it saves me space, and it saves me time from having to go to the store back and forth to purchase these items again and again. Number 5 is experimental makeup or skincare. My skincare is very minimal. I have hyaluronic acid, I have a coconut oil, and I think that's about it. And as far as my makeup goes, everything that I have fits in one little makeup pouch. I have one of everything. And when I do want to experiment and get something new, I usually wait till one runs out and then I buy the other to try it out. Number 6 is nail polish. I used to be very big on nail polish. I had all sorts of different colors and I'd always have designs on them. And it was a little bit difficult to get rid of in the beginning, but I'm totally used to it by now. I don't think that anybody really cares or even notices. Number 7 can be incredibly difficult in the beginning is candy, sodas, and fast food. I've talked a lot about my eating habits in other videos, but I know from personal experience that cravings go away depending on the things that you eat. Your taste buds actually change throughout your life is something that I had learned. Back when I was in high school, I was huge on sodas and I decided that I was going to get rid of them. And I quit cold turkey and that was hard. And then a month later, I didn't really crave them anymore. And so in knowing that, if I was eating more veggies, I began to crave more veggies. For me, the better I eat, the more I crave those types of foods. Number 8 is scents for the home. Scented really anything, like even lotions and things like that, can be really toxic for you because they have endocrine disruptors. They harm your hormone balance. And so I don't have any more of these items in the home. If I do want the home to smell extra fresh, then what I'll do is I'll wash our linens with some drops of essential oils, and that's it. Number 9 is fabric softener and drying sheets. I don't know, I just don't think that they're really necessary. I haven't purchased them in years and our clothes are doing just fine. Number 10 is colored undergarments. I am definitely a plain Jane when it comes to this and have all black everything because of a concept called decision fatigue. Basically what I want to do is reduce all of the types of decisions that I have to make in a day so that I make better decisions for the things that matter most. Number 11 is uncomfortable shoes. I was definitely one that had the 3-inch and above heels because even though they were uncomfortable, I didn't care. I wanted to look good. But now I'm just one that really prioritizes comfort so much more. I do have one pair of black heels that I find to be very comfortable and versatile, and that is all that I need. Phone apps, games, and music. I have Spotify, so I don't ever purchase music, and when it comes to apps and games and things like that, I just find that it's not a necessary expense. Now, I do plan on homeschooling, and so I think that at some point I will purchase certain apps for things that I can't teach. So for example, like piano lessons and things like that. I think that apps can be very helpful, but towards something that's educational, then I'm okay with purchasing. Otherwise, for entertainment, it's not for me. Suggested sale items. Those are those sneaky items that are right by the register when you're about to purchase something. You didn't intend to purchase it, you didn't go in there thinking that you were gonna buy it, so you don't really need it. Number 14 is shaving creams and depilatory creams. When it comes to shaving, I just basically use soap and follow up with coconut oil. And as far as depilatory creams, they are just toxic for your body. They're definitely not something that you want to be putting on your skin because your skin is the largest organ of your body and it absorbs things. So no more depilatory creams for me. In terms of actually shaving, my eczema has gotten a lot better since I tried the keto diet, and so now I have a safety razor that I purchased for like $20 and then a pack of 100 blades that basically I can shave for an entire year for under $10. And all those other things are unnecessary. Number 15 is notebooks. You might not be one of these individuals, but I am a sucker for notebooks. And so now I have decided I would limit myself to only purchasing a notebook when I need one, no matter how pretty the cover is. Number 16 is exercise equipment or clothes for things that I have yet to start doing, but plan on doing them later, someday. What I've found is that at least for me, most of the time, I never ended up doing those things and I just have the expense that would make me feel more guilty, that would make me feel less likely to do it. And so it was just not a healthy cycle. I purchased those items if I actually have already proven to myself that I'm doing them. So that way it's more of a reward that makes me feel good rather than something that brings about guilt. Number 17 is purses. This one came about when I actually had my kids because I found that I was carrying around my diaper bag everywhere, and then I also wanted to carry around my purse, and it wasn't really convenient. So now I have one small backpack purse and I actually carry diapers in that thing. But it's also something that kind of looks stylish at the same time so that I don't look like I'm just carrying around a diaper bag. Number 18 is alcohol. This one is because I never really was one that really cared much for alcohol anyway. And recently I had purchased some moonshine to try it out because I was in Tennessee. They're well known for their moonshine and I didn't like it. And then I realized, why am I purchasing this item if it's not my thing anyway? If it's not really my thing, I don't see why I should spend the money on it. Number 19 is more of a broader category. I've heard of the term fast fashion. I don't know if this would be fast jewelry. So I used to have all sorts of different necklaces, cheap necklaces and bracelets and little earring studs and things like that I would swap out for different outfits. And now I just don't really care about all that anymore. I have just a few things as far as jewelry goes and I don't really explore or purchase new items. Number 20 is hair accessories. I find that for me, my hair is most of the time either in a tie, in a clip, or down. And I had all sorts of different accessories that I never really used. So I got rid of those, purchased teleties. These ties I find that keep my hair up even though I have long hair, and it doesn't hurt my head, it doesn't pull on my hair. I have one and my daughter has one. Actually, I stole hers today. Don't tell her. But otherwise, I don't really purchase any more hair accessories. Number 21 is teeth whiteners. Oh my goodness, I cared so much about beauty that I was willing to hurt myself for it. I had used teeth whiteners all the time and my teeth would hurt. I actually damaged my enamel. And now what I use is coconut oil and baking soda. You basically mix it together and rub your teeth with it like a toothpaste, or oil pulling. Oil pulling is basically where you take coconut oil and you swish it around your mouth, and you do this every single day for a while, and then your teeth actually get whiter. I have done this a few times and it works like magic. Number 22 is one-time clothing. So if I were to have some sort of an event where I'm going to have to wear something that I'm only going to wear for that one time, then I will now gear more towards renting the item rather than purchasing the item. It can be much cheaper for you, even though you're spending money on an item that you won't get to keep and you're thinking, oh, that's such a waste of money. I might as well spend more money and keep the item. But you're going to keep the item, take up more space, and you're not going to use it. So that's definitely an option that I would consider that may save you money in the long run and space. Number 23 is specialty cleaners. You know, like that foaming toilet cleaner or that magic degreaser. I find that for me, baking soda, vinegar, and cast-out soap pretty much do any cleaning job that I need. Number 24 is lunch when working. This is actually something that I used to do for years, is I would pack my lunch and take it to work. But now, ever since I've heard of intermittent fasting, I have started to fast when I'm working. Doing intermittent fasting when I'm working means that I don't have to prep a meal the day before. I don't have to pack it. I don't have to worry about having it cooled or heating it up, having to clean those containers after I get back home. And that time that I would have spent eating, I can either spend it for myself or it's extra time that I get to work so that I get to go home earlier. So for me, it is a really beneficial thing. I don't ever buy lunch when I'm working. And lastly, number 25, I saved that controversial one for last. It is coffee shop coffees. My husband and I love a good cup of coffee, but our occasional visit to the coffee shop was not the best use of our money. I could very well say that I removed coffee from my life so that I could call myself a minimalist, but this is why I call it controversial, because I don't think that minimalism is about just removing things for the sake of removing them so that you can say you own less. I think it's about removing excess, removing those things that either add burden or that just don't necessarily add value to your life so that you can make more room for the things that do matter, for those things that do add joy. And for me, drinking a latte is a very mindful experience. It brings me joy and comfort, and so it's not something that I want to remove. So instead of removing the coffee, we decided to buy an espresso machine so that we never have to set foot in a coffee shop again. And truthfully, I don't even want to because I think ours are better. So that is it for my 25 items that I no longer buy. I hope that this video has been helpful for you. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe so that you won't miss when I post a new video. I thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye for now.